I had a nice conversation with a friend of mine yesterday or the day before, perhaps, who's a documentary filmmaker. And he's working on a fabulous project. He's been working on this project for about probably 6 years. He's very, very meticulous. And it's kind of amazing what the project has grown into. I say a documentary film because that was the original kind of incarnation, was that it was going to be a documentary film, and it's turned into it's about an artist, and it's turned into this entire foundation that's preserving this deceased artist's work, and kind of reviving this deceased artist. And it's turned into university lectures, and there's already been like 3 or 4 museum shows in different museums. All these amazing things have happened. The documentary film still has not been completed yet. And he has the goal of actually creating or finishing the documentary film, even though he's done all of these amazing things along the way in regards to his subject matter. And as we were talking about it, we were talking about what he wants, and he was really excited about kind of envisioning the way this last piece of funding is going to come together, and kind of the way that the interviews that he needs are going to come together. And he was really like fantasizing and just riffing on all of the things that he's imagining to kind of bring the project to fruition. He was really, really excited about that. Kind of when he's thinking about what he wants. And then there was kind of like a big, but I don't know how to get it to the finish line. I see all the things that I want, but I don't know how to make it happen, And the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's something that I've talked about here before, and I think it's worth noting. I think a primary definition of anxiety could be really dwelling on questions that we don't have answers for yet. And the more we fixate on the fact that we don't have an answer for a question, the more anxious we become about it. Whereas if we can just really stay in a state of excitement about what it is that we want, we can actually progress with the project a lot more easily than to focus on what we don't know. Focus on what you do know versus focus on what you don't know. Sounds very simple. One of the things that my teacher, and we both study with the same teacher, and so we were talking about it, but one of the things that my teacher is always saying is that you can't get it wrong and you never get it done. And the reason that you can't get it wrong is because you never get it done. I'm going to say it again because it's a little bit of a tongue twister, but it's worth kind of meditating on this one. Maybe I'll write it down in the notes later. But you cannot get it wrong. Whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is you're aiming for, you can't get it wrong. And the reason that you can't get it wrong is because it's never done. It's never done. We are constantly in a state of evolution. Even if one day he actually gets his film in the can, or when he gets his film in the can, it's still not done. Then opens up a whole other can of worms about film festivals and distribution and all the other things that come along with it. We're constantly in a state of unfolding. So if you can't accept that you're in a state of unfolding and you need everything to be done now the way you think it needs to be done, you're going to keep yourself blocked in a state of anxiety. So just by accepting that, and this is what we were talking about, that it's just kind of, think of it more as I'm going from manifestation to manifestation, unfolding to the next manifestation, unfolding to the next manifestation, and then being easy about it, knowing what you want, focusing on what you want, staying in a state that feels good, as opposed to getting yourself stressed out about what you cannot answer yet at this time. Right? In the same way that he couldn't have answered, like, how are you going to get museum shows off the ground? How are you going to become a college lecturer? He couldn't have answered any of those things in the beginning. He just stayed focused on what he was doing, what felt good, and it's continued to unfold. And, the ending is unfolding as well. The film in the can is going to be there as well. Finally, the last thing that I'll say, and this will kind of be a theme for today, but another one of my teachers, I'm so blessed to have so many wonderful teachers in my life, but she sings this little song that basically sounds like this. It goes, treat yourself with tenderness, treat yourself with tenderness, treat yourself with tenderness, tenderness and grace. Treat yourself with tenderness. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself as you're on your journey of unfolding, as you're on your journey from manifest to manifest. When you're in between, be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with tenderness. Bring your hands together at your heart.